Sometimes when you are born with spina bifida, you're also born with club feet. And Jaxon had bilateral clubfoot, which means both of his feet were clubbed. And so we went and hold on, be patient. We went and had his feet straightened out so that walking could be a possibility for him when he was able to get to that point when he got older. And so we had to get his knees straightened out, not his knees straightened out. Okay, hold on. We had to work. Hold on. I want to show you. Just be patient, please. We had to work on bending his knees because his knees were super straight from how he was in utero. So he started getting casts. These were your first cast. Look at that. These were Jaxon's first cast. Look how little his foot was. His very first cast. You see that? We gotta be very careful.
Can I go play, Mom?
Yeah. This is how little your foot used to be, and how round and how misshapen your foot used to be. And look how little your leg was. So these were the first. So he was almost, because I think it was the end of July when he first started getting the casting done. So he was almost 3 months old. Yeah, almost 3 months old when he started getting these done.
Mine.
But they leave the cast in for a week or two. It depends. You guys, that is enough.
That was my car.
Anyway, so this is his first. Yeah, it was. Can you see how turned it was? His foot was. That's the bottom of his foot. It was so little. So that was his first. And then
a baby.
Put him away.
And we have new bones. Look.
they're not bones, honey. They're casts.
They're casts.
They're your casts.
They're your feet.
Daddy, eat that one. Eat that one.
Have you gone potty?
No.
Okay, so I don't understand why we have two of these.
Daddy.
Huh?
And I don't know which one's which. Because they both look pretty similar. And which one was what? They both look pretty similar, but they're both pretty small at the same time. Is this the last one? Because I only thought I kept the first and the last of his first round of casting, but I have 3.
Oh.
So I don't know which one's which. I believe it's this one.
This would be the last one.
But that looks so far out too.
But
this might have been the middle one.
That was the middle one, because this is the first one with how far down it.
Yeah, that was the very first one.
And then this is halfway. These are more straight.
But this is straight too.
Well, you compare it to these, and they're not. See how much more bent that is compared to this.
All right. So, okay, let's try this again. So, earlier you saw this. This was Jaxon's very first cast for his serial casting. And his foot was so little, his toes barely poked out. And you can see kind of how curved his foot was. I don't know if you can tell, but because I knew how his feet were, it's a lot easier for me to tell. And then, as you saw me trying to discuss it with Nels, was it this one? This one was about middle, close to the end. It was maybe the second to the end one, or third to the end. But you can see how much more straight it is and more bend to the ankle. And then this was like his very last cast. This one he had on for a couple weeks because they go in on the very end, they go in and they nip the Achilles heel a little, or the Achilles tendon a little bit to straight to, and then they turn it and then it heals and it lengthens that for just mobility reasons, because if it gets too tight then it starts having the feet curve like that again. So they clip into the Achilles tendon and they end up, and then they can like there's a big difference with how far back his foot. So let's say this is my leg, this is my foot. The foot was like, I don't even know how to do this. It was like, I don't even know if this is like a good description. So this is the foot and this is the leg, and they had the foot like clear back out because it was like this. So they stretch it as far as they can so it can heal and grow back together that stretched. But I don't know if that made any sense to you at all. But yeah, these were his very first serial casting casts. I don't know why we keep them. Probably just to see how far he's come. Eventually they'll go in the garbage because we don't need it keeping up space. But yeah, so this is like the very beginning and this is the very end. So, and it's the same size, same foot. So you can't, so this is the same foot. So it went from this to hardly bent. The heel was back there, very low. And then through the serial casting, they slowly are able to adjust it. That's the whole reason for the serial casting and why they do it at such a young age. Like when they're babies, because their bones aren't hardened all the way yet, and so it's easier to manipulate. And so yeah, so this is his very first and this is his last one. And we went, so end of July, and October 1st was when he got these ones off. And so that was what, let me do math here, so about 2 months, close to about two months that he had this. And we went down Salt Lake mostly every week. There were a couple times he had the cast on for 2 weeks, but we were mostly going down to Salt Lake, which is from our house to the hospital, it was about 3 hours of a ride to go and get this done. And I of course would stay with family, so I did it once, like all day one thing, go down and come back, and it was just so tiring. So I ended up spending the night, like either going down the night before and spending the night, or going down the morning of, depending on the time we went, like the appointment was at, and then that way, and then I'd go to my dad's house and spend the night, so it wasn't so exhausting, because it was quite exhausting. So after this last cast was put on, or taken off, is when we started his Ponsetis. And these, is this it? Hold on. Let me look through the bag. Yeah, these are it. But I don't see a size. They were like 00s, I think. Oh yeah, there's the size. I don't know if you can see it, but it's 00s. So, I don't know what happened to the bar, because I didn't put it in here, because we used the same bar for a long time. So what happens was, look how little his feet were, and these were like huge on him. They were like huge on him. He had such small feet. But what you do, let me go find the other one. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. All right, so this is his now. So you get the idea with the bar. I'm gonna have to find the other bar because I don't know what happened to it. Let's get back on point. So these are called Ponsetis. And so these were Jaxon's very first ones. Looking at them, I get so sad because he was so little. But when he first got these, he had to wear them for 23 hours a day. And that was hard. So whenever we gave him baths, that was the hour that he had out when we wanted to go swimming. That was the hour that it was out when we just needed his feet to breathe. That was just the hour it was out. So he had to wear these for 23 hours for a really long time. And then it went down to like 16 hours, and now it's just 12 hours, which is just, you know, from evening to morning. And so, and I'm pretty strict about it because I want his feet to never have to go back, because let's be honest, it's already happened. He had a sore on his heel, and was it the heel part? Yeah, his heel. Well, he had one on the inside, so like of his ankle. So let's say this portion is like where you can move your foot, and that's your ankle area, like right in this area. He had a sore, so we stopped having him wear braces for it to get better, and he had it on both sides, and then it was also on one of his heels, and it would not get better. It would start getting better, and then it would reopen and be worse. So finally I went to his pediatrician, and his pediatrician, just so that we could get the permission to go to the wound clinic, because with insurance that's how it works better. You don't just go straight to the thing, you have to be recommended for it in order for them to pay for those types of visits. So we went to the wound clinic, and that got all better, but because he went 6 months without wearing anything, because it just was wound upon wound, and his skin is so sensitive, and kids with spina bifida, they have, it's especially when they don't have feeling in their feet, like they can't tell you, ow, that hurts, or anything like that. They can't tell you that there's something going on until it's like too late when you see it. And so that's what happened. It was too late. And that's a really hard thing. So we're constantly looking over his feet and constantly making sure they're okay. But yeah, so he had to redo some casting when he was, so he was about 2.5 when we had to start redoing the casting. And if he didn't have this procedure done, if he didn't have the serial castings done, and wear these Ponsetis. So these are his first, and these are the ones he has. So these are 00, and these are size 6. We've been blessed with the medical help that we've received, and I'm impressed with the Ponseti shoe method, and yeah, it's been wonderful. And he doesn't know any different. The only thing that he did know the difference of was when he had to start wearing these again after not wearing them for 6 months or so longer. It was probably longer than 6. It was about probably 10 months by the time he started having to wear these again, because he was used to not wearing it and not be constricted. So the first time going back into this was really hard for him. But now it's just second nature again. Like, it's just something he's used to. It's something he is just a part of him, because it's his normal, and it's our normal. It's our normal to have to remember what time we put it on, so we know when to take it off. And so that's just part of our normal. And anyways, I hope this video was informative for you. I hope it made sense. This was just part of our life, and that's okay. I hope you have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification button if you would like to know when the next time we upload. And don't forget to hit that like button if this was something that interested you. Hope you have a great day.